Okay, here's my second demonstration of drawing one of the found still lifes. So I want you to try your best. First off, I want to make note of where my left is, my right, and the basic compositional space. The original is a Paul Cezanne still life, a vase with oranges with a fabric. So I'm going to give you an idea of how to approach something like this with geometric shapes. Okay, first off, I'm going to do an X from corner to corner, and that establishes where my center is. There's my center. That's my center point. And in the original painting, you can try to find where is the center point of that compositional space. So in this Cezanne piece, the center is this one orange right there. Say there's an orange. So I want to get the size of that orange with a circle. And I'm going to work out from the center. So this is the center, and I'm going to see it. There's another orange on top of it, so I'm going to do a slightly larger orange. There's another orange on this side, this side. So I'm doing these simple circles. Just overlap them if you need to. Next, I'm going to draw the dish that it's on. And the dish is kind of like an oval. So I'm going to draw an oval. Slow. So I don't want to make it too big. There you go. Just make it, try to match the size of the original. And underneath the dish, I'm going to put a little bit of a curve representing the shallow depth of the bowl. Next, we're going to draw the vase. So what's the height of the vase? Here's the approximate size. You see I just created like an oval to show where the approximate size is of it. And while I'm doing that, I can, off to the side, I can draw an oval for the other dish. And then here, I'm going to try to draw the 1-point perspective, or the perspective of the table that it's on. Try your best. What you're looking for is just practicing your sense of composition, proportion. And then with the fabric, I'm going to demonstrate just in a bit here. I'll just put some general blobs here representing the fabric. See how very sketchy that is? And I just want to get the main, the curtain in the background. It's just a big slope that comes down and intersects with this orange. A lot of triangles in this piece, a lot of geometric triangles. Okay, so now we're ready to move on here. So here, this is our vase. We're going to slow down and go ahead and do the curve of the vase, and there's the top of the vase here. Let's do an oval on the top. And on the oval, see this oval here? We're going to do a series of ups and downs. This is the opening of the vase. Ups and down, undulations. Okay, and what's the handle? Let's try to get the curvature, that kind of teardrop, upside down teardrop shape. There you go. This is the negative space of that handle. See that negative space? Look at the shape of that and see if it matches the original. All right, let's move on here. We're not going to do the details underneath on the actual vase, but let's go ahead and place some of our other fruit. So there's a large orange right here, just using a circle, some ovals for the smaller pieces of fruit. There's another fruit, a little bit smaller, a little bit farther back. You can overlap them if you like. It's like a mango or something in the back there. And there's the edge of our table. So there you go. It goes back into space. See a little bit of the side of the table. And on the foreground, we have these three pieces of fruit. Now we have the fabric. How do we deal with the fabric here? We're going to start off with the outside of the fabric. So kind of softer geometric shapes. But I just want to work on the outside of the fabric, the shape of the fabric. where does it bend? It kind of crinkles and bends, has an angularity to it. So there's the outside of that. So once I have the outside, I want you to start drawing some triangles. Look at these triangles. These represent the shadows and the folds of that. And look at the direction of those triangles or trapezoids, kind of like stacked on top of each other. So I'm trying to overlap these triangles. There's a negative space right here. It's like a trapezoid. So you see that angularity, and there's some curves in the shadows in places. The angularity of this fabric gives it kind of a stiffness to the fabric. I think it's almost transparent. It's almost like it's slightly sheer. Look at that. It's like silk, or maybe not silk, but maybe linen possibly. Okay, so you see that rhythm of triangles and shapes there. Next, we're going to go to the other fabric, and again, we're going to start off with going with curves and just the outside shape of that piece of fabric. Just follow along, take a tour, just kind of draw around the shape and form. Look at that. Just the outside. Okay, once we have that, then we can go in with some more curved shapes. This is kind of tough. Look at that. A lot of curves and rhythm and repetition, but there's some major lines in here, and this takes some time to get used to, just the shape of curves. And look at the strength of the lines that the artist used to bring out the contour. And excellent. Okay, so let's move on here. Let's go with the back curtain there. See that dramatic curtain? So we're going to try to bring that out. Now, here's the major piece of the curtain. You can subdivide into like some triangle geometric shapes. Now, what do you see there? You see a lot of leaf-like shapes. So it doesn't have to be exact, but I'm just going to follow the rhythm that I see, the rhythm of leaf-like organic shapes. Just variations on a theme. Just that repetition of this kind of shape coming, just following down that curve. And I'm going to darken in the major lines a little bit now, just because I want it to stand out. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the other part, which is that center triangular piece. I'm just going to create a leaf-like organic shape. Here we go. Very loose kind of curvilinear shapes, organic. Just build on one shape after another. Okay, I'm going to go back to this original. I'm going to darken in the outside of this fabric. And then I'm going to darken in the vase. I'm going to put, just make that a little bit more pronounced, this vase part. And then I'm going to darken in the fruits. So there's one fruit there, another fruit here, another fruit right here, and this foreground fruit, this really stands out. That's overlapping this one right here. And here's the one behind that one. Okay, and then we're going to get to the other side. This is the fruit here. There's one overlapping small one here. And then the large orange or grapefruit here. And what makes this less stressful is I took the time to compose the shapes and form. Didn't rush it. Just kind of built up the composition, shapes and forms. I didn't get the dish in here. Let's draw the dish. So this goes outwards to the edge of the table. It's another ellipse. Shape to the bottom here, and then here's the mango in the back. I'm going to finish out this drawing with the flowers, the abstract flowers on the vase itself. It's very painterly, very gestural. Another flower. There you go. And I'm almost done here. Just tidy it up a little bit more. And you can spend a little bit more time and have fun with this, and go ahead and choose the one that you want to go attempt. But what did you think? Was that helpful for you just to see the demonstration? There's the overall design. And I would recommend using a 2B pencil. If you want to try experiment with some of your other pencils, that's fine too.